Brian Flores took a different approach than many of us have seen before. Very reminiscent of Roger Staubach.
Yeah, so we can compare a rookie QB to a toddler.
So that's why I have the Mavs winning in 7, and then Luka's just going to be Luka.
Hayward's absence for this game will be significant, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game turns into a blowout as of late.
The Golden Knights just can't pull it. I really think the Avalanche are determined this year.
They made so many moves and grabbed so many guys that they have to win a championship or at least make the finals. They were on our championship and bust.
Dallas has just been on a tear. I believe we can attribute that to Jason Robertson. Also, Jake Ottinger, who's really stepped in.
Kaprizov and the rest of this crew. Jordan Greenway, who doesn't get enough props. He definitely is somebody who needs to be mentioned more. I definitely think this is going to be a great series, and I'm interested to see how much Kaprizov can impact the game as a rookie.
Yeah, and as a Cowboys fan, I have learned how dangerously good Aaron Rodgers has been with he can just thread a pass.
Is the Avalanche versus the Blues. I believe the Blues are starting to play some of their best hockey all year, so they can push this to 6 games.
If Leiter's there, I'm happy with Leiter because I think he fits into what you were saying about a much quicker thing. But if Leiter's not there, which is seeming so, I say Jordan Lawler at number 2.
The same self. The only year he won an MVP was the year he cheated, which really should put something against that MVP. But
there will be a Rodgers playing for Green Bay, even though he may not be the quarterback. But it's still unknown there. Austin is giving me the dead stare, so I guess don't mention Aaron Rodgers to him right now.
A top 3 corner in the league in Jair Alexander, and pairing him with a really fast corner should definitely assist in their ability to guard anybody in their division and anybody in the league.
Hello, I am Ruby Ackerman, and you are listening to Outsider's Opinion with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NBA Opinions of the Week for this week. Today we'll be doing our play-in predictions. The first game is Tuesday night, and that is Cavs at Nets, and we will be going through the predictions. So the first 2 games for sure on Tuesday night. That is Cleveland at Brooklyn and then the Clippers at Minnesota. Then Wednesday night is Charlotte at Atlanta and then San Antonio at New Orleans. And then the winner, the way that the play-in works out, Austin, I feel like I have it down. It should be the loser of Cavs versus Nets will go on to play the winner of Charlotte and the Hawks. So, and then that's the other way it goes around. Did I forget anything?
Well, let's just put it like this. The 7-8 seed, the winner of that is the 7 seed. The winner of the 7-8 game is the 7 seed. The winner of the 9-10 game plays the loser of the 7-8 game. And the winner of the 9-8 game, the winner of the winner of the 9-10 game plays, like I said, the 7-8, the loser of the 7-8, and the winner of that game gets the 8 seed. So even the 10 seed has a chance to get the 8 seed, the 9 chances to get a chance to get the 8 seed, and then the 7 and 8 seed could get the 7 or the 8. So there's a couple of different scenarios there, but it's not too hard. Basically, the 7 and 18 seeds get 2 chances to make it. The 9 and 10 seeds only get 1 chance if they lose their round.
All right. So I know we're going to do predictions. First game, we'll go with Cleveland at Brooklyn. I'm going to go with Brooklyn. I feel KD is healthy. And even though they don't have Ben Simmons, the thing is they have Kyrie and KD. So I believe KD is going to do well in the playoffs. And I'm not sure how far they will go, depending on their other depth issues. But I believe they'll win this game.
Yeah, I totally agree. With the discrepancy of injuries between the both teams, I know some players are out for the Nets, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue long term. The Nets just have too much firepower, and with guys like Ricky Rubio, who was traded away, but that's because he was injured, and then obviously Jared Allen's now going to miss. I know Joe Harris is out for the Nets, but I don't feel like that'll be too much. I don't know if Aldridge is back, but if he's not, I still don't think like that's enough for the Nets to lose. Nets also have home court advantage, so I think the Nets take control and win the game.
Yeah, so I think we're pretty good there. Now we go Clippers versus T-Wolves. The Clippers do have Paul George back, and I'm not sure who's the guy they got from Portland.
You
The
got
guard,
Norman Powell.
Yeah, is he? I know he was injured.
He's playing.
Okay, so that's even more reasoning why I'm picking the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm also picking the Clippers. I feel like the experience is going to overwhelm the T-Wolves. The T-Wolves are a good team. I just don't know if they have enough experience to get it done, as most of the players on the team have yet to play in a playoff game.
Except, oh, this is gonna be fun to watch. Patrick Beverley.
Yeah, but I don't know who he guards on the Clippers. Even if
Well,
it's Reggie Jackson, Paul George is a really tough matchup for a team. I guess Jared Vanderbilt would be on him,
maybe
uh,
yeah.
but I don't know for sure.
Paul George. Patrick Beverley is just gonna try to annoy the players as much as he can. But we'll see. It will definitely be entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Now we go to the Charlotte Hornets at the Hawks. The Hawks do not have John Collins, but even with John Collins, I think I still go with the Charlotte Hornets. I just think they have a better, well-rounded team. The Hawks have good offense with Trae Young, but defense there are some liabilities, especially since they traded away Cam Reddish.
Yeah, I don't know about that reason, but I still go with the Hornets here. Charlotte's one of the worst defensive teams in the league. However, the Hawks without John Collins, I don't think has enough firepower to keep up with the potent offense. Miles Bridges, Kelly Oubre, PJ Washington, obviously LaMelo Ball. I feel like we'll have too much scoring ability, and I think the winner of this game scores 140 points or more.
Really? Okay, so 140. I'm not gonna. I'm just curious. The winner is 140. What's the other team score?
Probably in the 130s.
Okay, so it'll be close, just very high scoring.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious. I won't hold you to it if you're wrong. Now we go to Pelicans versus Spurs. Spurs at Pelicans. I think this is our first disagreement because I have Pelicans winning this.
Yeah, I don't really like the Pelicans matchup here because the Spurs can really shoot the ball well with guys like Keldon Johnson, Doug McDermott, and obviously DeJounte Murray. While he's not the greatest shooter in the world. Recently, he has been shooting very, very effectively, and he can obviously pass, rebound, and assist at a very high rate. Greg Popovich also has experience in the playoffs, and while the play-in technically is not the playoffs, it is the playoffs. If the regular season ends and you still have a chance to win the championship, you're in the playoffs. But I think the advantage of having Greg Popovich as a head coach versus Willie Green, I do think puts them over the edge. Even though Willie Green has definitely done a great job without Zion the entire season.
Yeah, that is a good point with Popovich. Of course, one of the best basketball coaches. I just feel Ingram and CJ McCollum are going to play really well. And then they also have Valanciunas. So I think we're going to see some big games from Ingram and McCollum. I think that puts them over the top. And that's what leads them into this win. But now we can go on to, so we got Pelicans, and now we go into the matchup for the 8th seed.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, based on mine for the East, would be Cavs versus Charlotte.
Yeah, and it would be at Cavs because the Cavs have the higher seed.
Okay. So who do you got winning?
I have Charlotte. The Cavs. Well, I put a ultimatum on this. If Jared Allen is healthy and plays in the game, I believe that the Cavs win the game. However, if Jared Allen is out again, like he is going to be for the Nets game, I feel like Charlotte wins. Jared Allen is an X factor for this team, and with his absence, I do think would be too much to overcome for a Cavs team that's struggled with injuries all year.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I know I wrote Charlotte and I was thinking Charlotte, but now I'm thinking Cavs. In general, even though Allen would be a huge boost for them, I think they'll be able to capture some magic that they had in the first half of the season. I know they have not played well since the All-Star break, but I just think they'll win it. But I think it will definitely be a good, close game.
Yeah, I agree.
So now we go on to the Pelicans at Wolves for me, and then you have Spurs at Wolves.
Yep. For me, I just think the T Wolves are too good inside. Earlier this year, Cat scored 60 points on the Spurs. While I don't think he'll score 60 again on this team because, again, it's the playoffs, I do think that the advantage that the T-Wolves have with scoring with D'Lo, Anthony Edwards, and Cat will be too much to overcome for a Spurs team that fought valiantly all year but lost a lot of close games.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Cat's going to have a really good playoffs and shoot very well. But Edwards and D'Lo, I think that combination is going to really push their offense. So we both have T-Wolves winning, which would give them the 8th seed, which is comically, am I using? Which would be funny, given how I predict them the 8th seed last year, but they just were terrible.
Yeah, we know how that worked out.
Yeah, we did. So that's it. I don't know how I feel about the play-in. Like, it added some excitement to like teams wanting to avoid the play-in.
But I mean, there's still a lot. It wasn't close. The play-in was not close. There was not teams that almost made the play-in, except for teams that were already in the playoffs. Like the Nuggets and Timberwolves were kind of close, but that was a 6-7. So the interest really wasn't there for me, and I don't think it added much of anything besides extra games to the playoffs. And all it was done for was money. But if we're talking just logistically speaking, I don't think it should have been added.
Oh yeah, I think maybe even shorten the NBA playoffs. Maybe.
I don't know about shorten, but I would keep it with 8 teams on each.
Okay.
I feel like that's because I don't feel like going back would do much, especially because we've seen an 8 seed make the finals like in '99. So it's not like the parity is so bad that we shouldn't have 8 teams. And while I do think it's too much, I don't think going back would be a good thing. But the play-in is way too much. Like having 66.7% of the teams make it into the playoffs, 20 out of 30, is crazy to me.
Yeah, and to me, the play-in only adds, like, it makes the final, because I've been seeing people were like, hey, it does make the final few games more exciting because it's about, but to me, it was more like, okay, here you want to get within the 6th seed, you don't want to get the 7 because it's just one game, which you could lose and then you're out of the playoffs.
Well, for the 7th seed, it'd be 2 games because the T-Wolves,
2
if
games.
in like our prediction, lose to the Clippers, they still have another chance. But the teams at the bottom didn't really have a chance. The Wizards had lost Beal for the season, so they were not really. I'm not gonna say not. I don't think they were tanking, but without Beal, they're just not the same team. So they just didn't have enough firepower to do it. And while KP did play well, they weren't really trying to go all out. And then for teams like the Knicks, they were struggling all year. And obviously the Pistons weren't that great. And you move over into the West, a lot of teams, Kings, Lakers, Rockets, Thunder, just trash pits. I mean, it's just teams that just did not play well for the large majority of the season. And then obviously I forgot the Magic in the East, but again, that's another rebuilding team. So it didn't really increase my interest at all. So
yeah, depending on how these games go, and like if a team wins and causes an upset in the first round, then maybe I'll go, okay, then you can keep it. But if it's same old, like there's no real big upset once they make it into like the series of the 1 8 seed and 7-2, then I'll be like, maybe totally against it now. Because now I'm leaning towards it. Because it's only been in 1 year. We'll see how this second year works.
yeah, and last year the series weren't really all that close.
Yeah. So we'll see that. Those are our predictions, and we'll be back for reviewing it and then real playoff predictions and with the series. And that's it. And thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.